What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to Beast Wars. This is just a web series where we're talking about the production of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This is episode number 16, and I got a pretty exciting episode for you guys because we got our first look at Scourge. I'm sure you guys have seen it, and we're going to talk about it in this episode. But first, we got to do a couple of shout-outs, and the shout-outs go out to Slayer 7, OP Productions, Abhay Chima 999, Ahmad Haran, Thomas Pretentis, Joshua Rich, Mikel Herrera Gutierrez, Louis S. Monzon, Jesse Roberts, and Nick Stellas. Thank you so much for interacting with me on Instagram and bringing to my attention to the first look at Scourge and these photos. I really appreciate it. It's because of you guys that help support this channel, and I have nothing but thanks for you guys. So let's talk about Scourge, and this was actually posted on the Facebook pages Transformers Peru and also Cybertron 21. Therefore, the photos that I'm about to show you were actually taken in Peru, and of course, Peru is where the I'm assuming the final battle is going to take place in Peru, but that's the other location which this film takes place in, or rather, the story takes place in, besides New York, which is actually filmed in Montreal. But Peru is going to be Peru, and that's going to be really exciting because, as far as I believe, it will have a lot to do with the the Maximals, the Predacons, the Terrorcons. It will have a lot to do with them, being in the jungles and all that, right? So that's really, really exciting. What's interesting to me is that, okay, I don't think they're filming in Peru yet. I think that this is, that's actually going to happen once they're completely done in Montreal. What's happening now, or rather what we're going to look at now, is rather preparation for the filming of Peru. And that, I think, is in September. They're going to be in Peru in September. But what's also interesting to know is that, so we didn't actually see Scourge in the Montreal filming, but I think that those flames that were busting out from the flame projector, those are from Scourge's robot mode. I originally thought that, okay, it's got to be the vehicle mode of Scourge, with the flames blowing out. But now that we see the alt mode of Scourge in Peru, then the Montreal appearance, or rather the New York appearance of Scourge, must be in robot mode, and the flames that are blowing out of him are from his, smokestacks or shoulder or whatever, right? So that could be what's happening. That's my speculation. But anyways, let's talk about these photos. So let's talk about this vehicle. So first thought, as soon as I see this, what do you think of? Obviously, Megatron in Transformers Dark of the Moon. His Mad Max style oil tanker alt mode. And I'm getting these vibes as well. While we don't see the whole truck, we do see this dark looking, dirty, weathered truck with the grill guard at the front with chains. It's the chains that do it for me, and of course the dark paint and the weathering. That's what makes me feel like, okay, this has definitely got some like a throwback to Dark of the Moon's Megatron alt mode, right? And now we're getting a vehicle again that is in that style, and I'm wondering why they decided to go with that. Maybe they really like the the Megatron alt mode in Dark of the Moon, and they decided that let's make all our Terrorcons to be like this. All right, so and I say that because the next truck also looks just as aggressive. What's interesting to me is that there's no real indication as to who's that this is Scourge, but it's a possible look at Scourge, and I think that it kind of makes sense. But we shall take a look at this next one. Okay, check this out. So we have another vehicle. This is a GMC truck that is orange, and it's also very, very aggressive looking. Looks like it's got a lot of power, and it is a different style of truck than the previous one I showed you, but it's the same size. It's the same size truck. Now that's actually really, really important. At least that's based on what I believe, and that is because, okay, so Terrorcons. Terrorcons, they actually combine to form Abominus. If these guys are going to combine, like, and by combining, I mean like G1 style combining, there needs to be a bit of symmetry to them. Okay, it's not going to be like Revenge of the Fallen, where there's like six or seven Constructicons, and they combine to form a really weird looking shape. Okay, so I think this one, if it is going to combine, if in fact it's going to combine to form Abominus, they're using these two trucks that have similar shapes and sizes so that it can have a bit of symmetry to it. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So, but the thing is that, like I said with the previous truck, I still don't know which one is really Scourge. Could none of them be Scourge? Because maybe Scourge would be a one-off. And by one-off, I mean that he wouldn't look like anybody else, right? Because these two trucks definitely look like each other. Well, there's definitely similarities. They don't visually look like each other, but there's similarities in terms of shape and size and the type of truck it is, okay? Which brings me to talk about this photo here. These are tow trucks. Look at it. You see, the thing sticking out. The I don't even know what you call it, but it's got the harpoon and I'm thinking Star Wars. I was gonna say harpoon and tow cable, but it's got the tow cable crane rather. And, you know, it has a hook at the bottom. So there's two of them. So I'm guessing those are the two trucks. Now here's a front of it. Now these trucks look different. These trucks look different from what I just showed you. These trucks look different from that dark weathered one and the orange GMC truck. So I don't entirely know if what we just saw, those first two trucks, are actually tow trucks. But at least these ones look like they are. Or at least the two in the back. The two in the back definitely look like tow trucks for sure. But this one that I'm like at the very, very front, it actually looks like it's a more Mad Max style because it's got the window guards, like you can see through it, but it actually has those metal panels to protect itself from debris. But if you look back at the first truck, oh, it does have that. Yeah, so, okay, it does have that. I thought it didn't have that. Okay, so upon further inspection, it does have the same thing too. So yeah, it's that one, the first one isn't a tow truck. It's the ones behind it, okay? Now, here's another look at it. So, yeah, I don't really see the tow truck thing at the back. This is a wide shot, and there you have it. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks. That's 4 trucks that are wrapped up. And these are in Peru, and they're obviously for the film. And then you have Nightbird, which we haven't seen yet, which is a Skyline. So now I'm wondering, like, how is Skyline going to fit into this? Because you have these really aggressive looking trucks, at least the two of them are really aggressive looking, and then you have a Nightbird who is a Japanese import. You know, it's a Nissan Skyline. So I'm really curious how that is going to all play out. Like, even when they stand next to each other, it's going to be interesting. Even when they drive next to each other, it's going to be a little bit weird, because they should at least have some kind of uniformity to them, considering the other 4 trucks are actually very, very similar, as far as we can tell based on these photos. But Nightbird's going to have a very different look if she is in fact a Skyline GTR. You know, I'd like her to be Skyline GTR because it would fit the actual, like, if Nightbird really looks like the G1 style, like a ninja. But yeah, this is going to be very interesting. The plot thickens. But I'm really liking where they're going with this. If this is in fact Scourge, even if it's not Scourge, I'm totally down with it. It might not even be Scourge at all. There's no indication whatsoever that this could be Scourge, because I thought that Scourge actually has 4 smokestacks. Like, based on what we read on the description at TFW from the presentation, I don't see 4 smokestacks. I see 2 smokestacks on each truck. Unless they're talking about, you know, when they combine or something. I don't know. It's really crazy, but at least I think this is our first look at the Terrorcons. The thing is that, so now this leads me to believe that the Terrorcons could possibly be triple changers. Like, they have the robot modes, they have the alt modes, and then they have their beast modes. And I don't think that I think that having a beast mode solidifies them as Terrorcons, because you have to have that kind of, like, animalistic ferocity for them to be Terrorcons. I don't think that it would just be weird if it's just, you know, an alt mode and a robot mode. And, you know, we've seen that thing before. I think they need to be triple changers. And even if they're not triple changers, at least transform from a truck to a beast, right? You know, I think that would work for me. I would like that. I would really, really like that. If it doesn't have 3 alt modes, like a robot, beast, and vehicle, at least don't have a robot mode and make them be like Hatchet. You know, Hatchet is like a Cybertronian hellhound that transforms into a GMC like the Suburban, right? The SUV. So yeah, at least be something like that. That would be cool. I will accept that. But definitely don't just have an alt mode and a robot mode. I think that would be a waste because they are Terrorcons. That's supposed to be really, really, really scary, right? You know, they create terror in the hearts of the Maximals and the Autobots, right? So yeah, this is our potential first look at Scourge, but definitely a first look at the Terrorcons. At least that's what I believe. Or something entirely different, maybe Decepticons. I don't know, but I'm rolling with that. They're Terrorcons. They're going to combine to form Abominus, and maybe these two are the feet, because the other 2 vehicles, well, we don't know what they look like yet, but we'll see. All right. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. This is really exciting. I cannot wait to see any footage from the filming of Peru. There's going to be lots of explosions, and there's going to be more reveals. Stay tuned for the next episode. I can't wait to talk about what we got to talk about next. My name is Alex, and I'll see you next time. Peace.